guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well and staying hydrated. So I should grab the other one. Alright, we did a video on this one, and this was my first Sears lantern. I didn't touch the tank, we just kind of cleaned it up. And I remember doing a video on this one. We do have to paint the frame on this, so I'll have to get to that tomorrow. But this one, I'll put this aside, we'll light it up later. This one I did a clean and condition on. Reconditioned the cage. The vent was perfect. And the paint was perfect all the way around. Even when I took this off to clean this, underneath is perfect. The bottom, this is 3 of 70. But I want to light this one up for you guys after a little work. We have the original globe on this. That's what the original globe looked like. Made in the US with just a Pyrex. I have a Coleman on this one. But let's get this burnt in. Be our first fire up on this one. Yeah, super pumped to get this, especially so clean. Now these I have to get a new sticker for this one for sure. Now as you can see, the stickers are different. So we have a 1966 on the left and a 1970 on the right. Do like this this sticker, it's got like blue in it. That one is real nice, so we'll have to find one that looks good. You know, there's some copies out there of graphics you got to look out for because they're really distorted. The graphic is not clean and crisp, so you just got to be careful when you're getting them, that you're getting quality. Look at their reviews and ratings. But anything you buy at like any kind of the Coleman part stores, you know, they're gonna have the right graphics. But for some of the not so common lanterns, that's when you gotta venture out to the eBay world. Alright, let's do a little crack just to make sure we are good. Okay, where are we at? We got a little leak. Let's figure out where it's coming from. Alright, had to tighten the jam nut, and I damaged the mantle, so let's burn them in again. You know, I didn't that time. Normally I'd throw a pair of test mantles on, and for that I just thought it was good, and I put some silks, and yeah, we'll move past it. Good, nice and tight. These tend to shrink up a bit when you do it, but let's it's already loaded up in the generator full of Alright, we're back. I noticed that the microphone wasn't on. Alright. Let's we already got fuel loaded up in the generator here. So let's just heat that generator up. I always love the first fire up after a rebuild, because you got solvents in there and different kind of stuff, and kind of takes a second to work itself in. Sure taking its time to clear out. So diagnose time, figure out what's going on. Cheers, my friends. Let's see how we go. If we're lined up here. All right, it is now the next day. Had issues with it running weird. I took the generator off this morning, cleaned it, put it back in. It wasn't dirty to begin with, but I took it off, trying to figure out what's going on. Put it all back in, just trying to go over checklists, what's going on with this. I was so excited to do the light up that it didn't have enough fuel in it. Had enough in there to make a little noise, but it wasn't enough for the pickup tube. It was like probably right at the edge, so that's why it was kind of just running weird. I added more fuel, and here we go. So I'll bring you around. Alright, so let's try this again. We'll start from scratch. Drain the pressure. Yeah, not sure. These are the things you run into when you're taking stuff apart and putting them back together. Some things you just can't explain. You go and you take it apart. It looks good. You put it back together, and it's now working. So something transpired in the midst of you taking everything apart, whether you noticed it or not. But there was a change because it didn't work, and now it does. So I think it was the fuel. I don't think it was a generator. I think it was just user error. I think it was just my fault. But let me crack it once, just to get something loaded up in there. And we can take this off, just so we don't have to deal with the soot and the black. Gave it the jaws, I guess, when I tightened it. But all that work you do, spend cleaning everything, and then when you're testing and things don't go your way, but it'll be alright. It's already loaded up with fuel, so. I just love this blue color. So is this the original glass, or did they just get rid of the Coleman, or is that, because I'm trying to look at like the two, put it side by side, and I don't know if there's a way you can get rid of where it says 4 Coleman. Maybe they got rid of the Coleman in 4, or maybe that's the original globe. that back on. I got to do a video with the blue Sears stove I got. It's not the same shade, but do this. Let's give it some pumps. There we go. Running good. So I've decided to, just because this tank is such good condition, I mean, even underneath the collar, it's cherry. So I'm going to leave the tank the way this is, and I've decided that I'm going to leave the sticker the way it is. It shows character. You still see it says Sears. You know, on the sides is kind of your lawyer writing. I'm going to leave it. I need to repaint this, which this one's seen better days, so I might do that, but definitely got to repaint it just because it's kind of, the rust is coming through. You know, you want to take advantage. While it's just surface rust, get all that removed and resprayed so they match. It came in 3 variations. You know, you had your size that was comparable to the 200. You set you down. You had your size right here that was like your 220, and then you had the 228 size big hat. So they offer 3 sizes, multiple different colors. There was 3 colors. You had the red and the black, the blue and the black, and the avocado. They did make an orange in the propane version. There was an orange model Sears propane, and I think that was it. There might have been one more in like a specialty, but there was the 4 colors, but the orange was only on one model of propane. This is 6 of 66. We did a video on this, and we have March of 1970 right here. Super cool piece of not only Coleman history, but Sears history as well. I love how the inside turned out. I sprayed that high temp paint. I'm going to clean up that one and do it the same. Let's go outside and see what it looks like. Super good looking with the blue. How's this one look? You know, the big hats are good in projecting light, especially if you're working on something with the nice redirected. All right. All right, guys. Cheers. Appreciate you guys hanging out for this fire up here. This was a took 2 days in the making. Not trying to do that, but sometimes things don't fire up and you run out of daylight, and that's what happened yesterday. Just it was late, ran out of daylight, couldn't get it running right. I knew I needed to take everything apart, but everything's been running. It was hot, you know. Just I figured, you know what, that's it for the night, and we'll deal with it tomorrow when everything cooled down. But I'm gonna be out on the lookout for the let me know in the comments, because I'm still learning, how many different variations on stickers were there. Was it just these two or a couple? Because if there's 3 variations, I'd like to get the 200 size in the with the other sticker. So let me know sticker wise, because I know that it's these 2, but I don't know if there's any more variants out there. But appreciate you guys hanging out. And oh, I got these sitting here. I wanted to show you guys. So I showed you guys a picture of this in the and you guys said don't repaint it. Well, I shot it with clear. Not going to repaint it. We'll keep it. But I did shoot it with clear to give it that luster look. And haven't decided what I want to do. I might keep this one original and redo this one with new seafoam. Haven't decided yet. But either way, I'm sending both vents out to get reporcelained with new seafoam. Even on the old style, I think new seafoam with the you know, it gives it that patina look, but it's still got everything's fresh and clean. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Send it out. That way I can get it back and show you guys. Also, you know, other people out there besides IPE that can do the work, you know. Not saying that the work's not good, but you know, there's more than one person out there that can skin a cat. Thing I learned about this is your 242Bs came in 2 different ways. Either came right here, it's like, you know, with metal, stainless, and I think that's what it is, some sort of, it's thick metal. But the painted ones most of the time were brass, and why that was it was kind of right after the war, they were saying. So supplies were not as limited, or supplies were limited than, you know, so some of the stuff got brass painted, and then some didn't get painted at all. So that's pretty cool. I'm sure I'm missing more of the story, but I'm just giving you kind of a general idea of, could be the same thing, but most of the time they were saying that the painted ones are on the brass. So, but I'm sure a couple squeaked by and, you know, painted, you know, the metal was painted. So pretty cool though. And this is 1946A, 1946B. So just happened to that I got 2 in the same year. I wasn't trying to do that, but yeah, a B and a A. So another cool trick on these is if you have a top that's smashed in, since this is brass, what you can do is you know, put all your plugs in, put your valve here, and pump it up and give it a bunch of pumps and get it rock hard, and then set this out in the sun, and the heat of the sun will actually, it's not going to be like that. I mean, it takes you a little while, but people are saying they did that, and over a couple weeks span was able to completely get dents out of the top just by putting out in the sun and the heat. So haven't tried it yet. Cool little fact. If it works, don't know, but I will test it out just because I have one spot right here, but right here, most of the time that's soft, but it was this nice heavy duty collar, and they just raged on it and crushed it down. So I think we can try it and see what happens. But appreciate you guys hanging out. That's a little couple things I'm working on. I got some other surprise things that I'm doing in here as well that I'm gonna make a video on tomorrow. So let me see if I can at least send you with a sneak peek of something. All right, next up is this this camp light that I did. All right, it's got a mica globe on it with the light hole, which is nice. My buddy Rob, I got this off him at the convention. He does great work. So if you're interested in a mica shade for your lanterns, he's got, these ones are like the 200 size that'll fit on a 200. I went with this one with the reflector in the back, so it really shoots the light out forward. It's got the vent holes. There's some with or without. You have your full size that fits your 220, 228. He has those. Multiple different sizes, and if he doesn't have your size, you can custom order one. So, great guy, and I'm glad to have met him this year and was able to get some nice mica vent or globes off him. Super cool. I thought it looked cool in this camp light. All right, guys. I will see you on the next video.